Hello and welcome on to another episode of the ISO Ball Podcast with your host, Derek Terrio, your place to learn about the NBA on and off the court. Been back after, about a month off. Wow, stuttering already. It's been too long. So we are back here with another episode. We're just going to talk some general hoops today. We're going to talk, the general state of both conferences and kind of give you a nice little update where we're at. And to do so, back again is Nick Raponi, my favorite guest. Nick, welcome back.
Thanks, Derek. Always happy to be on.
Good, man. It's good to have you back. So let's go over these conferences right now. And I mean, let's start in the East because I'm not gonna say it's less interesting, but it kind of is, like, just in terms of like the parity of what's going on. So in terms of what's going on in the Eastern Conference, I didn't pull them out. Oh, there they are. So in the Eastern Conference right now, sitting at number 1 with 23 wins is the Toronto Raptors. Sitting number 2 is the Bucks at 19 wins. Pacers number 3 at 20 wins. They've been hot as of late. Sixers with 20 wins as well at 4. The Celtics 18 wins at 5. The Pistons 14 wins at 6. The Hornets 14 wins at 7. The Magic 14 wins in 8th. The Heat 13 wins in 9th. The Nets 13 wins in 10th. The Wizards 12 wins in 11th. The Knicks have 9 wins for 12th. The Bulls have 7 wins for 13th. The Cavs 7 wins for 14th, and the last place Hawks 6 wins in 15th place. What's the biggest thing that stands out to you from like the Eastern Conference so far?
Wizards in 11th.
Wizards in 11th. What do you mean by that? You think that they were going to be a team that was going to be up there in like the late rounds of the late seeds of the playoffs?
Yeah, I thought they
6, 7, 8.
6, exactly. Yeah. 6, 7, 8. I did not expect them to be 12 and 18 in 11th place. Like that's to me the biggest surprise.
Exactly, and I mean we're third of the way season, and the Brooklyn Nets have more wins than the Washington Wizards. The Brooklyn Nets aren't paying anybody $40 million in 2022, and $100 million to Brad Beal. The Nets are playing off just straight balling from D'Angelo Russell, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen.
They rewarded Spencer Dinwiddie.
They did.
I love that. I love it.
Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah. I love him as a guard. He's such a nasty player. I love him. Yeah, great stuff for Spencer Dinwiddie. But yeah, I agree. I'm disappointed in this Wizards team too. They have too much talent to be like this bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, they should not be 12 and 18 in the Eastern Conference.
Like, it's clear there's been chemistry issues. Like in the past, we've heard about not just with Wall and Gortat, but with Wall and Beal. Remember last year when Wall was there, you had the everybody eats Twitter comments and stuff like that. So there's just like some like subliminal tension going on, a lot of passive aggressiveness going on with this team to me, and they're not meshing well whatsoever. And for once, it's not Dwight Howard's fault. You think it would have been Dwight Howard's fault? It's not his fault.
Not at all.
Yeah, there's not blaming Dwight Howard one iota. Yeah. So it's John Wall and Bradley Beal clearly don't have a great relationship, and Otto Porter, who struggled most of to start the year, has been a little bit better as of late in terms of his numbers, especially his shooting, but it's just not coming together for this team. I mean, they've tried it. I mean, again, just got rid of Kelly Oubre, and we can talk about that in a minute too. But yeah, I am disappointed in this Wizards team. I really thought they would be a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. Getting back to Oubre. Oubre is a great piece. They can't afford to keep him, so that's why I see getting rid of him. But we're talking about it earlier. Like, they just did not get a lot back.
No, exactly.
But I mean, you weren't going to be able to pay him. This team is in shambles. Like, it really is.
Absolutely.
It's just not a good situation in Washington right now.
Nope. Ernie Grunfeld has done a poor job. There was, I'm pretty sure it was a Philly beat writer that had tweeted something about the draft picks that the Wizards had over since 2009 up till now. Mm-hmm. And I think it came away with like Kelly Oubre, Troy Brown, and like one other piece. And I was astounded. I was like, I can't believe they had gotten, just from drafting, although... Not to mention the bad contracts, the $72 million for Dam Mahimi.
Because I know, like, Beal and Wall were...
2009. So this is even before Beal and Wall. Yeah. This is before Beal and Wall. And all they have to show for all of that sort of stuff was, Oubre, Troy Brown, who was just drafted in 2017 with the 16th pick, I'm pretty sure, and one other prospect. Like, how do you go 10 years and not accumulate anything other than those 3 guys?
Yeah, well, they got Wall and Beal as well.
Well, obviously, but now you're paying Wall, and that's part of your problem.
No, yeah, they haven't been able to get draft role players.
Yeah, exactly. Well. So even when they do draft well, they mismanage their players.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
which is just you can't have it. That's a bad mix, right?
Yeah.
That's a bad mix. Okay, so that's disappointing team. Who do you think is the most surprising team for you here in the Eastern Conference? It's kind of a hard one to pick.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised by anyone. I guess I'm surprised the Cavs aren't in 15th. No, I don't know.
They're close. They're close. Same amount of losses as the Hawks.
I guess Brooklyn's playing better ball than I thought.
That's true.
I guess it's
true.
Brooklyn. Yeah, but we already touched on that.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the Milwaukee Bucks. I like that they've done a little bit more this year under Mike Budenholzer. And it's not all been on Giannis' shoulder. Guys like Chris Middleton have stepped up. Eric Bledsoe's playing better.
Bledsoe's always been. Yeah. He's one of the more underrated players in the NBA.
I agree.
Playing in Milwaukee makes it tough for him to get a ton of exposure, but at the same time, they do get quite a few national television games with having Giannis there. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they just acquired George Hill, which I think is a good point guard depth on top of Malcolm Brogdon, who they have on their roster. And we know about how long these guys are too. Tony Snell, Thon Maker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, like all of these guys, even Eric Bledsoe, who's got a long wingspan, if I'm not mistaken. Like all these guys can like really bother you on the perimeter, and it really shows like through their net rating, which I'm pretty sure is first in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. So
and Bledsoe's similar, not like similar, but defensively he'll just dig, like kind of like Lowry just digs.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Bledsoe digs in on it all the
time.
time.
Oh yeah, he's great at getting in the passing lanes.
He's pester. He's a bit of a pester.
Oh yeah,
defensively.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I totally agree there. And there again, we're just looking at the stats here. First in points per game at 118 points. First in rebounds per game at 50.4. So I mean, the second chance points is clearly there for them as well. And I just think like overall, like just as an overall team, they really come together. It seems like the continuity has really taken a step here under Mike Budenholzer as opposed to Jason Kidd, who I just think wasn't a great coach, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's not like you can't even say it wasn't a good fit. He's just not a good coach.
Yeah, exactly.
The only good thing he did was that time when he accidentally spilt the drink to get a timeout. Hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
That was phenomenal. Yeah. He told the player, hit me. And he did. And he did. And he dropped the drink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was hilarious. Mm-hmm. And he led a team of Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and like a bunch of Brooklyn, like pretty much like, ended their career all-stars over the Raptors in 2014, that 7-game series. Remember that? Over Lowry? But that's what I mean. Is they took...
That was the worst. I'm not just the one to complain about... Okay.
Worst officiating
NBA
series,
officiating, I honestly think it's better than people give it credit for. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad. But that was one of the worst officiated series I've seen in sports. That was just terrible. I remember that. Yeah, I don't want to even... I've kind of erased it from my mind.
It's...
Thanks for bringing it back.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so... And again, first in three-pointers made, too. 396 so far in the year. I really like what
okay,
I've seen
sorry. Go back to that. Sorry, you got the stats up there. I didn't even realize. Steals per game. OKC is more than a steal and a half. About 1.3 steals per game over second place.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
And the second team, it's Atlanta Hawks, the team that gambles. The team that gambles all over the place trying to get
Minnesota, not a great
steals.
defensive team either.
Well, I mean, better now with Covington, I would
definitely.
think. But and he's probably responsible for a lot of that.
Oh,
and then
definitely.
And then the Pacers, and we're looking at the steals per game here. So we got Oklahoma City at number 1, 10.5 steals per game.
That is a ridiculous number.
Yeah, that is a lot of steals per game. Like, even if you're converting half of those opportunities, that's 10...
It's more than 10. It's like 11.
That's like at least, exactly. And free throws and all that stuff. So, like... That's incredible for them. The next best team is Atlanta Hawks at 9.2, and again, that's probably a team that I would have to have the eye test, be sure, but that seems like a team that gambles a lot to me, especially Trae Young.
Can't say I watch much Atlanta.
Well, I watch a little bit.
Of course, I'm gonna watch it if it's like I have it. So I have it on TV,
absolutely.
So I'm gonna watch it. But I'm telling you, they're not my go-to.
Fair enough.
They're not my go-to.
Fair enough. I not a lot of people would argue with you there. And then Minnesota, 9.1 steals per game. Again, with Covington, they've really become a much better defense. Much better.
Well, you remember last year I had him as my defensive player of the year.
Absolutely, and playing like it this year, to be honest, if we're being frank. Indiana at 9.0. They do a great job getting passing lane. Thad Young got Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's been on fire.
But he's always been
he's always
consistent.
I agree.
You know what you're getting from Thad Young.
Absolutely.
I remember, I forget what it was. It was the funniest stat. They put up some stat. The Atlanta it was obviously every broadcast is a homer broadcast.
Yeah,
it becomes that way. Toronto, they are homer broadcasts, of course, but Indiana put up some stat. Like it was like the first player to average like 13, 6, 3, 1 and 1. It was like the most like meaty, like not like nothing phenomenal over like 7 straight years or something like just consistency. You know what you're getting from it.
Dude, honestly, absolutely.
I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember the graphic was just going around on Twitter. Like people were like, "This is the most like mediocre stat of all time. Like not worth." It was a stretch. Like why is this on like being like highlighted? Like it was funny.
Yeah, I hear you. And dude, Thad Young is proving to become a really important piece of what they're trying to do out there in Indiana. I mean,
of course, yeah, He's a guy you just know what you're getting. Like defensively buys in, offensively he can chip in. You know what you're getting. He's long, he's versatile. He's always been a good player. Yeah. He's a guy I've always kind of pictured like if your team is struggling, not that Indiana is struggling at all, but he is the perfect guy like late in the career, to pick up at the deadline. He's always been in my mind just that guy. You give up that late first round pick, you go for it, and you pick up Thad Young at the deadline. Eventually he's going to be that guy, but maybe not because Indiana's pretty good, and they're looking like they're going to be good for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like Thad Young, I say he's kind of an underrated piece because, let's face it, Indiana's going to see a Milwaukee, a 76ers, a Celtics in a playoff series if they make it out of that first round. Yeah. And let's face it, whether it's going to be Ben Simmons...
Could say Toronto, too.
Or Toronto, my apologies. You're absolutely right. Whether it's Kawhi, Ben Simmons, whether it's Giannis, whether it's Jason Tatum, whether it's Jaylen Brown, like this guy is going to have a lot of big time assignments that are going to be series changing assignments in my opinion. And his ability to be able to stop these guys one-on-one and force other guys to get theirs, I think, is going to be huge, like in terms of like how you project Indiana's success going forward. I mean, he's the stopper, like realistically, on top of Victor Oladipo, who's going to see time on there as well. Yeah, Miles Turner too. He's been a bit of a force at the rim, especially as of late. But I think it's Thad Young's ability to be able to guard, maybe not the primary guy, Victor Oladipo will probably want to take that challenge, but the secondary guy. Of course. And like I think that is probably like an underrated aspect of what Thad Young brings value to, and that's the playoffs where not everybody can play, and that's just the facts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I can't really disagree with you there. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Indiana's going to stay as that 3 seed. I think they'll probably drop to the 4 seed.
I mean, again, they've been hot as late. And how about your guy from Gonzaga? My guy. Dude, I love, Domantas Sabonis, who we loved in the 2016 draft when we thought they should have taken him over Jakob Poeltl. Yep. Jakob Poeltl, who eventually we liked that he took because he ended up being Kawhi Leonard in the end. So and Danny Green. Yeah. And so I will absolutely take the fact that we drafted him. But I mean, hey, who knows where you could have been if you had Domantas Sabonis, and especially with our development team in Toronto
But Indiana's developed him well. As someone who watched him in
correct.
NCAA more than most, I can say that for sure. He was a guy, a force in the paint. Just absolute. You're not stretching him out all that much. Like, you stretch out a little, but you're not stretching him out. He's a guy who's going to dominate you in the paint. I remember in the NCAA tournament, he went to town on Poeltl. He had like 18 and 16, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Like, he was a guy in the post. He played a 4-5 role, but Indiana really developed him well. They helped him really step out. He always had a soft touch, but they really helped him step and develop him. Toronto's development, I mean, they could have done it too, but I mean...
Credit Indiana.
Indiana did a great job with him,
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you, and I love where his development is going, especially, just that internal passing vision too, Arvidas, obviously. Mm-hmm. So I just think, like, he's just going to be a great player for a long time, and I think Indiana got a nice little steal. Nice little. Oh, here's the main piece in Oladipo. We'll give you a side piece.
And it turned out to be
and it turned out to be. Oh wow, he's pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And that's not to say OKC got anything bad in Paul George, who's playing like
it just worked out well for both teams.
Exactly, and that can happen.
It can.
That can happen. 2 teams can win a trade. So sometimes that often forgotten.
Yeah, funny story actually about Sabonis with actually Hachimura. Rui Hachimura was a high prospect in this year's draft. He's out of Gonzaga. He's Japanese and coming over. It's a great story. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bleacher Report, maybe not, but incredible article. I really, really, really recommend reading it. But anyway, Hachimura didn't speak much English, and he thought Mark Few, the coach of Gonzaga, was comparing him to Sabonis. He was saying, "Oh, Domantas." But he was actually calling him a dumbass, and he was saying he said he was calling him a dumbass because he wasn't playing well in practice.
Oh, really?
But Hachimura thought he was comparing him to Sabonis because the language barrier. So he left the gym thinking, "Oh, the coach thinks I'm Sabonis, the Gonzaga legend," but really he was calling him a dumbass. Just a funny story.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great article.
Wow, that's
great
so
article.
funny.
Apparently, he was in the first year. When he was learning, he was calling everything lit.
Really?
Like absolutely everything is lit. That's lit. And the team's like, man, if everything's lit, nothing's lit. And he stopped saying that's lit all the time. It's a great article, worth reading.
Hilarious. And, just looking at the mocks here, CBS Sports got him going number 13 to the Pelicans. That's probably like the fairest
I think he's
projection I've seen.
Yeah, I think he's around that range. He's versatile. He's a 3-4 for sure. Bull, there's no way he's going 10. No, I don't trust this. I don't trust this.
It's just hilarious because, dude, the Magic, what do the Magic do? They just draft long bigs. That's it.
But there's no way he's available at 10. Who wrote this mock?
I don't know.
Who did this mock?
CBS. Dude, it might be Matt Miller. No, Gary Parrish. I'm not sure who that is. Gary Parrish, CBS. But
no way. Well, maybe when was it written? I'll take this back.
November
15th. Okay,
November 15th. November 15th. Yeah. My apologies. Yeah, things change. But right now, I mean, we can jump into that real quick here. We got Zion projected number 1 from Duke, obviously. RJ, and if you never heard of Zion Williamson, you need to go on YouTube. RJ Barrett, same thing. You never heard of him? YouTube.
Yeah. RJ Barrett is... You know what? Like, it's hard for me to really say. Like, he's obviously... You know what?
I like this conversation. I'm glad we're diving into this a little bit.
He's obviously 1, 2, 3. He's somewhere there.
Yeah.
It's just...
I don't, like, honestly,
where?
Like, man, like, I don't want to be the one to say it, but, like, he's had some disappointing games.
He struggles. He's
very had some disappointing games. And even when we saw him play up against Ryerson, we left there thinking, like, wow, we were extremely impressed from Zion Williamson. And then we were like, okay, I expect RJ to score on a Canadian university team.
But he didn't dominate.
But he didn't dominate. I don't remember him shooting that well.
No, he missed some
free from the wall, and that's the knock, right? It is the jump shot. And hey, like, I could be eating a ton of shit here in about a few years, and I very well believe that. And hey, Canadian, Mississauga guy, well, I'm in. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm in. I'm just saying, like, I don't think he's going to be the next, like, crazy 3-and-D wing that, like, is just, like, an unguardable guy who can also just, like, defend his position athletically. Like, I'm just not sure that's going to be him. And if you're drafting him 2 or 3, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, but at the same time, I could be wrong, but out of college, he's definitely better defensively. I'm not saying defensively.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
But offensively, his game reminds me of a lot of DeMar. Like,
he's got a little bit of that, yeah.
To me, like, but I see, and when I say that, I mean
a less skilled
wing.
DeMar.
I mean, I would say he's a wing who just gets to the bucket at ease, but you see the potential absolutely everywhere else. But he's got more of it, and he's better on the defensive end. But that's what I kind of see, and he's better, maybe a better shooter. I'm not going to... Shooting's not consistent, so I'm not going to say he's a lock to be a better shooter, but...
It's going to improve.
We'll see what happens.
He's working with Drew Hanlon. It's going to improve. But that's all I got to say.
I will say this. The knock on Zion is, can he create his own offense?
Well, that's the thing is, like...
That's where you take a guy first overall who... There's questions if he can create his own offense. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think he's... pretty damn good, but like, that's fair. I mean, and I'm always the impression Zion can shoot a little, but
he can.
If you're going first overall, like a little bit better shooting, but you got to look at the position too. So I guess
it's and
just like, for me, it's tough between Zion and Barrett. Who's going to go 1 and who's going to go 2? But I don't even know if Barrett for sure goes 2. Like, you have the argument for Nazir Little. You have the argument for... I'm not going to say Cam Reddish, but Cam Reddish, I'm not all that impressed with. Kevin Porter Jr. is a guy for sure. Bull.
I'm making the sleep symbol for Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah. People, I'm telling you, y'all sleeping. He's going to be good.
If he ends up in Boston, I'm not going to be happy.
No, that's not going to be good. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Absolutely not. And then, there's Bobo, and then Hachimura, P.J. Washington, another guy.
P.J. Washington won't go that high.
Yeah.
Jamoran.
Just scrolling down the list here, Darius Baisley. Hey, interesting, Darius Baisley. You see, that's a guy that's hard to project now because he didn't go to school, but he's under Clutch Sports, and you got to believe they're putting him in the right direction. But like at the same time, like it's hard because he's just kind of playing basketball like in pickups essentially and working on his game. Like that's I guess what else can he do right now?
I don't think he's
unless he's playing in Europe
necessarily a first-round pick. To be completely honest,
fair enough. I guess there's more. To
he
see
might be late though, just to take a flyer.
Yeah, there might be more to see on him for sure.
But anyway, that's. I don't know about the draft.
Yeah.
We'll say
And,
it's going to be. I watch a lot of NCAA. I could talk about the draft
absolutely
all day, but we don't have to talk about that.
No, absolutely not. And I just want to say, like, I do think RJ Barrett's going to be a good player. I'm not saying he's not going to be a good player. Like, please, like, don't castrate me for thinking that. No, I think he's going to be good. I just don't know, like...
There's questions.
Yes, thank you. I just think there's questions, and he's not as much of a lock as it seems to me. That's it.
Well, when it comes I just think it's not as much of a lock as we thought entering the season.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
I agree. But he's in the right hands. He's got a basketball family. I have no doubts he's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
And I'll end it there. The thing, I just want to come back to Zion really quick. I listened to the No Chill podcast with Gilbert Arenas. Shout out to Gilbert. That's a great podcast. I listen to a lot for comedy, but and sometimes I just think, Gil, what the hell are you talking about when it comes to the NBA? Sometimes he just says some weird stuff to me, in my opinion. And who am I to say what he knows about? He's one of the greater players that's ever played this game. Anyway, he mentioned a great point about Zion Williamson. He's like, if you're 6'7", right? If you're 6'7", the only 6'7" guy at your position that's ever survived is like Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you are like, oh my God, who is that? You're Chuck Hayes. That's the other version of what you can be. Right, you know what I mean?
But he just has athleticism that's never been seen.
Absolutely. But who are you beating with that athleticism at 6'7"? Is his point. Is like, are you beating wings? Okay, great. But you're a 4. So that means you're also going to have to be able to guard those guys in transition, or else you're going to be a detriment to your defense because you can't switch. And if you can't switch, then you're limited. You become offensively limited. Which is his point. Is that okay? I get it. He's 6'7", and maybe but like he's going to go up against guys who are 6'10" and stuff like that. So he's going to have to be able to do some off the dribble moves. Yeah. He can't just go in a simple post up and think he's going to overpower some of these NBA guys. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand he's a crazy athleticism, but the NBA, like, power forwards, like, are no, like, weakling in the NBA either. No, like, absolutely not. So I don't think he's going to bully guys down there. Even though he's, like, 280, like, he's still got to be skilled down there in the post. And that was Gilbert's point, is that he needs to develop a lot more guard skills, I think, to be, like, really, really considered as one of those, okay, holy shit, like, he's one of these guys, like, generational talent type of guy. He thinks right now, like, don't get me wrong, he's a crazy athletic. He's probably going to make some incredible dunks and make some incredibly athletic plays at the rim. But I think just Gilbert's point is that he's just not guard skilled enough to be able to really reach the potential that everyone sees that he can reach, and I tend to agree with that point.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's my little Zion rant. That's what I'll say. But yeah, let's jump back to the NBA here, and this is kind of what I proposed to you, before we started. And just what's wrong with the Rockets, man? What's up with the Rockets right now? Like, they start out bad, and that everybody makes the excuse, it's because CP Harden haven't played together, and then Ariza, and then Luke Bonmute, and they say, Jeff Bizdelic's not back. Okay, so I don't think that Ariza and Bizdelic count for this many wins. This is not Ariza's fault. This is not Bizdelic's fault. This is maybe a personnel issue. And I think they're missing Ryan Anderson a little bit too. He was a guy that could really stretch the floor for them in the regular season in just kind of 8 minutes. You know what I mean? 8 up minutes. Mm-hmm. And it didn't really play in the playoffs. So that's another guy.
But again, a guy who I'm not gonna say has that many win shares. Like,
no, absolutely not. But it's like a sneaky win share, right? Where again, it's like a reliever that just eats minutes, but doesn't necessarily like hold down the floor. He just ate enough minutes to survive, sort of thing.
Well, the big one that stands out to me is how low their assists and rebounds per game are.
Yeah, agreed. 27th in assists per game, 27th in rebounds per game.
That shouldn't happen when you have Clint Capella and Chris Paul in your roster.
No, that's I agree, and I got to discuss this, man. My guy CP3, man. He just has not been the same this year.
No, he's been much worse.
He has been much worse.
He career lows very high in fantasy. It's not great.
Career lows in field goal percentage and turnovers, and 3
career highs in turnovers.
Career high in turnovers. Sorry, and I'm pretty sure career low in 3-point percentage too. Look, I've been watching CP3 a lot. Like usual, he's my favorite player. Do I think that there's something wrong? Yeah, I think there's something wrong. I think he's getting a little older. It's clear that he's like, and I think what's happened to CP3 is he's gotten very comfortable in his game at this point in his career. And I think to my point, I think his game is very predictable. It's my favorite game to watch in the NBA, but it's a predictable game to watch. What he's going to do is he's going to snake dribble into the lane. He's going to switch and get the big on you, and once the big commits, he's going to back you out to the three-point line, give you a couple between the legs dribbles, and give you the step-out move and shoot the three over you. He can't blow by guys anymore. He very rarely does that from what I've seen, and he's settling for very tough shots, and he's passing out of these drives when the thought of a guy at the rim appears, and it's hurting him because it's getting predictable. The weak side is now bumping down because they know CP is not going to go and finish at the rim anymore. He's going to look for that second guy, so the weak side defenders are anticipating that and getting into the lanes, and maybe that's the cause for his turnovers, along with some missed dribbles, which I've seen him do. It's just a lot of
that's
things,
the cause of the turnovers for sure. But I think it's just he's struggling shooting, and I personally don't think that's going to last all season.
I don't think so.
I think he'll pick up the shooting a bit, and the points per game will go up. I think he'll just when that goes up, I think assists per game will also go up. I think he'll just get more in a groove defensively, though, and taking it to the cup, like you said.
Yeah.
That age is really getting to him for
agreed.
sure, and that's not looking good for Houston because they got him locked up for a long time.
And let me say this too. I think there's
CP.
Yeah, I think they and that's not a great contract either. It's
a terrible contract.
That might be worse than the Wall one. That might be worse than the Wall one.
It's the worse than the Wall one because John Wessel has it in him. Chris Paul doesn't really like.
I know what you mean. No, I'm not doubting you here. I'm not doubting you here. Like, don't talk like maybe John Wall is. I don't even think. Oh, that's tough. Is John Wall a better player than Chris Paul at this point in his career?
Yeah.
You think
but
easily?
Okay.
Because John Wall plays no defense no more.
No, well, I'm not gonna say no defense.
Oh, I'm gonna show you some clips after this pod.
I know. I'm not gonna say no defense though. I know, but I'm gonna show you some clips where he buys in. It's the situation. You put John Wall in a situation that's not a shitty situation. Like, excuse the language. This is not a good situation for him right now in Washington. It's not a good situation for Washington. There's just no chemistry there. He may be the cause of the lack of chemistry, but I think if you potentially put him in a situation like Jimmy Butler, you put him in a situation where maybe he can have a bit more chemistry. But I've heard some like Joel Embiid's not that happy because he's getting quote? Something like I can't remember.
I don't remember. He's not. I guess he's not happy with his role since Butler got there. Yeah. But with CP3, I'll say this. He's also clearly pacing himself to me. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't look to me like CP is going all out. Like, when the playoffs come and he has to give it all on the line, he's gonna play better, much better.
They're 11th right now. They got to step up their game. Okay, I'm not gonna say they're not gonna make the playoffs, but if you get stuck playing a team Golden State, and I'm not gonna say they're gonna be 8th, but you never know, right? Like,
at the beginning of this pod, we said we were going to jump to both conferences. We literally went on a tangent after the East. So now this is a perfect time to jump to the West. Yeah. Because at this point, this is a log jam.
Exactly.
Anybody, look at this. Okay, so between the Nuggets, who have 20 wins, the 14th place Timberwolves have 13. There's 7 games between nearly last in the conference and first. The only team that's out is the Suns, who have 6 wins. They're already out, okay? Yeah. But Houston's sitting here at 14 wins, and 8th is sitting at 16, which is the Blazers right now. So going through the order with the wins, I'll make this quick. Nuggets, this is in order. Nuggets have 20 wins, Warriors 20, Thunder 18, Lakers 18, Clippers 17, Grizzlies 16, Kings 16, Blazers 16. That's your top 8. Then from 9 through 15, it goes Mavericks with 15 wins, Spurs 15 wins, Rockets 14 wins, Pelicans 15 wins, but more losses, so they're actually under the Rockets. Jazz 14 wins, Timberwolves 13 wins, and Suns 6 wins. So let's face it. If you think that the Rockets are going to make the playoffs, okay, let's run under that assumption, okay? Let's run under that theory. Between the Nuggets, Warriors, Thunder, Lakers, Clippers, Grizzlies, Kings, and Blazers, who's out?
I'm going to say this. I think the Grizzlies and Kings both end up choking, and I think it's the Spurs and the Rockets that get the 8, 7, and 8. They'll both figure it out. I think the Jazz end up with the 9 spot. Grizzlies or Kings might even come 10.
So you think Clippers will not make the playoffs?
I think the Clippers make the playoffs. Maybe. It's tough. I think the Jazz just miss, and the Clippers get in.
Oh, okay.
I think the 6, 7, 8 in some order will be Spurs, Rockets, Blazers. With Jazz as 9, Grizzlies 10, Kings 11.
Okay.
Pelicans 12. I guess I maybe losing it. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So I have the Rockets making the playoffs. The team I have out of the playoffs is the Kings. I just don't think the Kings can keep this up.
No, exactly. Yeah, I don't think they're making it either.
I just don't think the Kings can keep this up. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I have the Jazz making the
Jazz
playoffs,
are coming ninth.
man.
Jazz are coming ninth.
I'm worried about them, man. I am worried about this team. Like, yo, if Donovan Mitchell, who's like kind of struggling this year, like, and it's tough, like sophomore guy, like just kind of, we all expected him to take this monstrosity type of leap into this superstar, and we forget the guy's in his second year, and like, you know, still has a lot of learning to do.
Sophomore slumps.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And now he's the only guy that can score.
No, I know.
He's the only guy that can score. Like, let's face it.
Donovan Mitchell's still playing fine.
He's
not playing amazing.
He's not playing amazing, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But he's struggling. He's struggling a little bit, and there's a lot of expectation on his shoulders.
The more I think about it, though, I think the Jazz are going to turn it around. Actually, you know what? This is what I think the playoffs are going to be.
Please convince me that the Jazz are going to make the playoffs.
I don't know. They have the team. Like, in all honesty, they have the team. They have the coaching. They have the system that fits that team.
That's true.
I think they're going to come around. Like, I just don't see how this team can. I think Donovan Mitchell's going to pick it up. I think Rudy Gobert's going to play at his peak level. I think Jay Crowder's going to pick it up. I think everything's going to come together, and I think they make it. I think it's going to be, in some order, Nuggets, Warriors, Thunder, Lakers, Spurs, Rockets, Jazz, Blazers.
Gotcha, okay.
So the Clippers, Grizzlies, Kings do not make the playoffs, who are currently in a spot.
Grizzlies, Clippers, and Kings. Oh man, it's splitting hairs. Like it really is. A lot of these teams have been really good and proven to be better than I expected, and that's clear by the fact that there's only one team that we're not talking about as a potential playoff team. Like the Timberwolves could make the playoffs. Like I know this sounds crazy. They're one game less than the Jazz. One game less than the Jazz.
I think it's,
and they got Covington now.
I know what you're saying, but I do think the Pelicans and the Timberwolves are teams that you can kind of...
And the Pels, that's them too. Like, dude, if you're going to
tell me
the
mention the Mavericks. No, the Pelicans are done.
Yeah, exactly.
Pelicans cannot play defense. And it's weird to say that because Anthony Davis... Pelicans is... I saw I forget who had him as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
They have no wing.
Anthony Davis is not playing good defense.
Really? But
it's not all on Anthony Davis.
No.
It's mostly the wings, of course. But Anthony Davis is not carrying this defense like he has in past years.
Fair enough. They just have nobody on the wing. Like they have like they're asking like, okay, Drew Holiday, guard the best wing, or like Etuan Moore, or like Nikola Mirotic, who's just a turnstile. Like these guys can't guard the wing. Like Julius Randle, like no, he's not gonna guard a wing.
No, I know, of course, but I don't know. You are right, but Anthony Davis to me he's a phenomenal player, but he is not playing the defense that he usually plays.
Fair enough. Okay, there's definitely
from when I've watched, but obviously their wing defense is the main problem.
There's definitely a case to be made there. How about this Lakers LeBron team? This is something I haven't talked about. It's 30 games in. We haven't said LeBron. We haven't talked about LeBron yet, which is crazy to me. Which is actually, you know what? That's better. That's better than most sports podcasts. They would have LeBron'd out by now. We haven't spoken about the man yet. That's how much we're talking about other stuff. LeBron and the Lakers. What do you think so far, man? It's been pretty good. They're fourth, 18-10.
I was talking to my brother about it at the beginning of the year. I said they come
huge LeBron
7th.
Fan. Your brother. Yeah.
We're big LeBron family. We all love LeBron. But I had him finishing like 7th. Andrew had him finishing 3 or 4. He's like, there is no way LeBron. He's like,
in MVP voting?
No, in the standings.
Sorry.
The Lakers.
Sorry. Yeah.
I had him finish 7th, and he had the Lakers finishing 3 or 4. I said, here's what he said. He said, there is no way LeBron with that talent around him, he is gonna bring the best out of that talent. And he has. And that talent is only getting better and better and better and better because LeBron is among all great things. He's also a teacher. Like he's being around LeBron, you get better. Like
yes, that's true.
If you're buying into the winning mentality, you will get better. That's just simple as that. Especially young, potential. He's the perfect guy to look up to. You know, he's the perfect guy to play with, the perfect guy to grow with. And they have so much talent. Like the Lakers have talent. And man, Lonzo and him put up triple-double in the same game.
I seen that.
It's amazing.
I seen that.
Although Lonzo had that walk from center. Did you see that on the
field?
field?
Yeah, I seen that, yeah.
Guy didn't even take a dribble.
He took one. He took one and it got him from... Even Giannis didn't have that big of steps. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Anyway, but I agree with you. I think LeBron's done a great job of, you know, like, let's face it. I said this in the offseason. Like, LeBron is going into a culture that's, like, kind of different, right? Like, like guys like Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, like, even KCP, like, to a scenario, like, Lance, like, these guys are, like, club guys. Like, they're lives outside of basketball don't even match up.
Yeah.
Like, none of these guys have families. Like, maybe, like, Lonzo as a kid, like, or whatever. But, like, none of these guys have actual families. Like, LeBron is, like, a family man. So you wonder how if they could, like, relate to these young kids who just want to go to the club and, like, turn up in every city on the road. Like, and, like, I feel like you just don't get that sense. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've bought into what LeBron does. And one more thing I'll say about LeBron is, all the like not all of his teammates, but you go back and there's quotes from teammates that'll tell you like when LeBron comes in and he's just there like 3 hours before you are, and he's there like 3 hours after you leave, like you feel embarrassed that you're not working as hard as he is to be that great.
That's because like all the legends.
Yeah, exactly.
In any sport.
Exactly, and I think that some of that has rubbed off on this team, and I think that's part of the reason they're.
Well, not always, but it should.
Yeah, and that's why he's a great leader. That's why he's one of the best in the NBA. Exactly, in NBA history. I totally agree. And okay, so here's one thing within the Lakers that we want to talk about is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram has kind of been weak right now, man. Brandon Ingram's kind of like, people are saying trade Brandon Ingram, see what you can get for Brandon Ingram, doesn't fit with LeBron.
It's a fair argument. I mean, if you can get the right offer from him, but I think his value's at his lowest maybe right now it's ever been.
Yeah, like I
don't know if I say trade him. You're right. I say see what you can get, because the chances of him getting better, it's gonna.
No, he's gonna get better. I think there's just some kind of issue of playing with Bron. I think he just has more like. I think Brandon Ingram maybe just like is more of an on the ball in my hands type of player than maybe we expected. Maybe he can't run off screens and catch the ball and make a decision out of pick and roll. Maybe he can't do as much of that as we thought.
Well, then you don't play him with Bron. Like obviously you're gonna play him a little with Bron, but like for the most part,
number 2 overall pick.
No, I know. Just put him off the bench. Like make him like a role player.
Oh man.
That's what he is.
I guess it's just I just never thought at this point in Brandon Ingram's career we'd be calling him a role player.
He didn't develop like they thought he would.
I guess it's true.
It happens. It happens to players like him too, where you're drafting off pure athleticism, like you really are. And that it happens sometimes. Like you're banking that, like him. The comparison was KD. Like that was a comparison for him.
Absolutely.
Because the long athleticism, take it to the guard skills, lanky, but he didn't develop. Like it's just
why there's only one KD.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one KD, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And no, we don't have KD burner accounts.
No. So sorry, no, we're still in the Western Conference here. Another team I want to talk about here, and this is kind of a general topic, but I want to talk about the team itself. What do you think it is about a team specifically that has no All-Star that somehow finds themselves in 5th place? That being the Clippers.
It's getting the best possible shot. It's playing. I'm not going to say older style of basketball because they don't. It's more just you don't have to force it to a guy's hands. It's working that ball around, running plays until you get the best shot, because basically anyone can take the shot. It's buying in on defense. It's not forcing the ball to one guy. While having a superstar helps, because the percentages are going to go up, that you're going to get a bucket. Chances of getting an open look might increase when you're just moving the ball around and don't have that superstar to go to. And I think that's what's kind of going on for the Clippers. And they have one of the absolute masters of getting to the line, and Gallinari. So
I thought you were going to say Lou Will.
No, Gallinari is but Gallinari is a master. He just draws the defender and just gets the line. He's a good free throw shooter. So
absolutely,
they get to the line. I'm not even looking at it. I know based off their personnel, I'm sure they get to the line quite a bit, and they buy in. And like I was saying, they just don't have they don't.
They lead the league in free throw attempts at 28.9.
There you go. So they just have guys that are gonna get to the line. They're gonna. I don't know what's their percentage.
Oh, they're top 10 in percentage. Shoot 7th. They make 80%.
So there you go. They have guys. They're gonna move the ball around. How about their assists per game? Let's check this out.
Assists per game. Yeah. See, that's why I got the stats going. Assists per game.
Yeah, they're not that high, but that's fine.
Clippers are.
They're bottom.
Oh, they kind of at the bottom. 24th in assists per game at 22, but there's like 4 teams at 22 and like another 6 teams at like 23. So like they're only like 2 assists away. Like this is like a made 3-pointer away. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but which is still a lot over. I thought they'd have more assists per game. But anyway, getting to the line, like I was saying, they get to the line, they work the ball around for the best shot, and I think they just run their offense, and they've got to force really iso ball really.
Yeah, no, I
little iso ball to get to the line though.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so you told me the Spurs are going to turn it around.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't even know who this team is, like, right now. Like, honestly, like, I literally have no idea because...
Pop's getting them in. I don't think they're going to win anything. They're going to probably come in the 8th seed, but Pop will get them in.
I just... Like, this team is...
DeMar...
This team is so strange to me. This team is, like... I'm sorry, I'm pulling up their stats right now.
30
this team
games.
Is so changed.
30 games with this new team. And they've had injuries with Murray.
Deontay Murray, but he's off for the season.
That's what I mean. So they've had injuries, but it's getting used to playing with a new roster and new guys and new go-to guys, and I think it's finding a way for it to blend, and I think Pop will figure it out.
They're right in the
middle of the pack and everything.
They're middle of the pack and everything.
That just shows you right now. If they're going to stay middle of the pack and everything, I think this is the big part. Do they get a little worse at everything, or do they get a little better at everything? And I think Pop brings them a little better at everything.
Okay, man. I'm going to tell you right now. Their defensive rating though is just in the tank.
Of course, it's not good. It's 24.
Is 24th. Yeah, at 111, which is just yuck. The offense. Yeah, a little Bush's shout out right there. The offense. Where is the offense? Find this for me.
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
They got to be higher.
Oh, they're ninth. Okay, ninth in offense. You're right. They are scoring. They are scoring, and that's probably a DeMar, Rudy Gay, LaMarcus Aldridge trio right there.
They'll be fine. I'm not going to say they're going to go far. I'm not going to say they'll even get anything higher than the 7th seed, but I think they're going to be a 7 or 8.
Okay, I'm willing to ride with you on that one. I'm willing to ride with you on that one. Staying in the West here. Again, I'm just peppering you with questions here because I just have a lot of interesting topics to talk about here. You think there's any new cracks in Golden State right now? Any cracks in their armor? Actually, you know what? No. I don't want to talk about that at all. I do want to talk about Golden State, but something different from Golden State. Okay. How much do you think DeMarcus Cousins is going to benefit this team? Because let me ask you why I say that. There's people that are boycotting the NBA because DeMarcus Cousins is on the Warriors. You know how stupid that is? You know how ridiculous that is? One of the most ridiculous things ever. You want to know why? Because in the playoffs, I don't think DeMarcus even plays as much as people think he's going to play.
Well, I think he plays 30 minutes a night.
Oh, I don't think so. But I think he's going to play like 20, maybe less.
In the playoffs? I think he'll play 30 minutes a night, but...
I don't think so.
I think he'll be around...
I'm not sure.
I don't think he's going to get as many touches, though. I think he's going to be like a 15 and 10 guy. I think he's still going to produce. I really do. I really, really do. I think if he's going to...
We might have a disagreement here, my friend. We might have a disagreement. And let me tell you why, okay? I still, and I've said this before they got Cousins, and I'm going to say it until I'm...
Maybe 15 and 8.
Okay, 15 and 8, okay? I'm not even going to mention box score or counting stats. That's not even in my argument. This is just my theory argument, okay? So, DeMarcus Cousins, okay, is not in the Warriors' best 5-man lineup. And I've said this the whole...
Yeah, I know why you're saying this.
Okay, but again, so let me reiterate this. So this is... Best 5-man lineup is pretty obvious. So Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. That is the Warriors' best 5-man lineup.
Of course.
Okay? And let me tell you why. Now, let me give the caveat with this. Can Cousins come off the bench and give you that scoring load against those second-unit centers? In proverbial, let's say, against guys like Nene? Or like LaMarcus Aldridge? Can Cousins go and beast those guys, those small centers? Oh, absolutely. Cousins can go in there and give you a 6 or 7 minute stretch of just beast mode DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah. Oh, I believe this. I believe this whatsoever. But when game 5 or 6, if it gets there, by the way, which it may not, in the conference finals or the finals, in game 5, 6, 7, when you are coming down the stretch in the third and the fourth quarter, and the other team, let's say the Celtics make the finals, whether it be Kyrie Irving, is just getting the switch with DeMarcus Cousins to go at him one-on-one, I'm telling you, he's going to eat him up. He's going to eat him up time and time and time again, and you're going to have Kevin Durant bump down to try to help at the rim, and then it's going to be a pass-out, swing, triple. I'm telling you, it's going to be a disaster with DeMarcus Cousins on the floor in the playoffs.
But that's why you roll him as a scorer off the bench. He's not going to be on the court in the crucial moments. He's going to help you more than he's going to hurt you. And I don't even think it's a question. Is he going to hurt you as much as DeMarcus Cousins, Sacramento Kings, New Orleans? Is he going to hurt you that much?
No. Absolutely not.
But is he going to help you as a scorer off the bench if that's the role which you should play him in, which Steve Kerr will probably play him in? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 10 times out of 10.
So, yes. So we're on the same page. And we don't want to have an argument. But a lot of people think, the closing line is going to be forget who the hell is Iguodala is what they're going to say.
Hell no.
That's what yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's no, hell no is right because you're not going to once Harden switches on to Boogie, it's game over. Once even DeMar switches on, whoever makes the conference finals against them, it's barbecue chicken.
And
so I had to get that out.
And with DeMarcus Cousins too is he's here for 1 year. This is everybody knows this. He is not coming back to Golden State after this.
Absolutely not.
So he's going to be, I'd imagine, okay with that 28, 30-minute a game scorer off the bench.
That's the thing, though. What if he doesn't get that many minutes and he gets those limited spots of touches and he's got
I still think he's okay with it.
And he's got in the back of, you think so? And he's got in the back of his mind
it's a
one-year
thing and to get him that ring and go show he's still got some game while rehabbing, and I think he's going to get the bag. And I think that's what's going to happen. And I think he's going to be okay with the situation. Do I know that for sure? No, I don't know DeMarcus Cousins. I'm not DeMarcus Cousins. But I believe that's what's going to be the situation.
Do you think that there's not going to creep, and maybe it doesn't, but I'm just saying, you don't think that maybe it creeps into his mind that, hey, like, I thought I was going to get, 30 minutes a game in the playoffs. I'm only getting 15, and my touches are limited, and if I'm going to get my next contract, then I need to score, and that maybe does that maybe to the detriment of the team?
There's no way DeMarcus Cousins only gets 15 minutes a game. There's no way.
Well, I'm talking 15, 20, whatever.
There's no way
in the
he
playoffs.
plays
It's
under 20, in my opinion.
Oh, I think it's possible.
I don't think so. I think there's possible he'll play under 25, but I don't think he's going to play under 20.
Okay, we'll see. I think it's very possible. I'm not saying it's likely or anything. I'm just saying it's very possible that could happen. And if it does, then who knows? It all depends on how.
I think there's games where he'll play 30 minutes. I really do.
Oh, maybe in the first rounds. Yeah, maybe the first rounds. Yeah, sure.
Even early in the second round, you don't. This is Golden State still. This is still an.
I agree.
Like you said, people are boycotting the NBA because of this, but
stupid.
This is still the team that's a favorite to win it all.
Yes,
Gotta remember this. They're going to be blowing teams out even in the Western Conference Finals. So DeMarcus Cousins is going to get his minutes. He's going to show that he's going to be fine.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I agree. I still think Warriors are the favorite. I'm not saying anything different. I'm just, trying to get people, to, calm because, you're not getting peak Boogie. You're getting bench
off
Boogie.
Surgery.
Yeah, you're getting off surgery.
Off the bench
Achilles.
Boogie. I understand this, but he's still Boogie.
Yeah,
not the same Boogie that we're used to,
okay.
but he is still a Boogie that could get a max contract next year.
Oh,
could. Probably will not.
The room just heated up, baby.
Probably will not. But if you're a team like Brooklyn, you're not paying anyone, and he might be interested. Hey, potential, and he has a great playoff. I could see it happening.
It's possible, man.
I'm not going to say it's probably going to happen.
60% of the league is a free agent next year, so it's possible.
I'm not going to say it's going to happen for sure, but I'm not going to say it's out of the question for sure.
Okay, interesting. All right, so we're just about done here. Two more teams I want to talk about. One from the East, and then I just want to kind of one from the West, and I want to flip to two quick ones from the East, and we'll call it quits. The Denver Nuggets are in first, and we haven't mentioned their name. Denver Nuggets.
They're the bigs. I love it.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic has been absolutely on fire. I mean, I believe they're fourth in overall defense, 104 defensive rating, and their offensive rating, I'm pretty sure, is also top 5 or close to it. They're an 8th at 110. So this team is good. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
No.
They're playing good defense.
Will they finish first? No, but will they finish in the top 3?
Yeah, I think so. Who are they knocking out? That's the thing they're gonna have to knock out. So if they finish in the top 3
let's
around
say
here,
they
right?
finish 3 after the Warriors and the
maybe
Thunder.
the Grizzlies. Maybe they're knocking out the Grizzlies.
They'd knock out the Grizzlies for sure. I don't think they'd have to play the Grizzlies. I think they'll probably end up playing.
Imagine against Portland.
I think
that would be
what I think is going to happen is they're probably going to end up playing Houston.
Woo! I think they match up well.
I think Houston gets the 6th seed.
Actually, I think Houston matches up well against the Nuggets. I should say. I think they do. So
I think that's what happens. Houston gets that 6th seed, and I think Denver gets that 3 seed.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, I love it. Looking forward. Jamal Murray has been playing pretty good. Gary Harris. This team is decimated. Can we talk about that too? They don't have Gary Harris. They don't have Paul Millsap. They don't have Jared Vanderbilt, who's a draft pick. Michael Porter Jr. draft pick. Isaiah Thomas. They are missing. And Will Barton, they're missing like an all-star team, like an 8th team.
No, they're missing.
Their all-injured team is an 8th team in the West.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's crazy, man. So the Nuggets, we got to be talking about them more.
For sure,
bro.
they're under the radar.
They're coming up, bro. They're on their way up, and they're looking like a good team. Okay, so I want to jump over to the East. We cannot jump over the Eastern Conference without talking about Nikola Vucevic. Bro, I will say,
my brother Andrew is the biggest fan of Nikola Vucevic ever.
Oh my god.
For the last, since he's been in the NBA. Andrew has said, this guy has so much game, and I've always laughed. And then,
this is ridiculous.
look at the year he's having. No. I don't know how.
No, this is wrong year. That was last year. They don't have the updated one. Hold on, let's find it.
It's right here.
The one regular season. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So Vucevic, 20 points a game on 53% shooting.
20.6, so like 21 points a game.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, 40% from downtown, and he's taking a fair number. He's not shooting the odd one. He's jacking. 11.7 rebounds per game, 3.7 assists, 1 steal a game. Dude, this is all-star numbers. Who's he bumping out?
He's an all-star. He's 100% an all-star.
Who's he bumping out? Blake Griffin might not make it because of this dude.
He's in over Blake Griffin. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not even sure. Oh, maybe that might have to be... Okay, we might have to do a whole nother podcast on that one. We're wrapping up. But I just want to shout out Nikola Vucevic because on fire. He needs to be talked about.
Yep.
Like, he's been awesome. And I'm pretty sure he's in a contract here. He's gonna get paid. He's going to get paid.
Good.
So, good for him. Last team I want to talk about is the motherfucking Toronto Raptors, man. Let's end it off with our team, man. Let's end it off with our team. What do you think has been like what's the difference from last year? Do you think there's a major difference from that? I think there's a couple. But what do you think?
His name's Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. I mean, outside of the obvious ones, okay? Outside of the obvious Kawhi DeMar difference, what do you think has been the most impactful change this year that has led to where they at now? And it's looking like they probably get a number 1 seed.
Pascal Siakam.
You think it's Pascal?
His development. I think his development is what's really taken this team to the next step. With a combination, it's like a 50-50 between that and the consistency of Serge Ibaka.
Oh my god!
Like
that was mine.
Those two are the reason. Serge is not inconsistent. Serge, you know what you're getting from Ibaka. He is money in the mid range.
It's ridiculous.
Just money in the mid range.
He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. I'm telling you. Go watch a stretch of Raptor games. He makes 80% of shots from like 17 to the rim. He makes it like 75%. Yeah. Like I think I read the stats on my most improved players on a couple podcasts ago. Like, just go listen to that. Like, oh my goodness, the stats are ridiculous, and they're still about the same. That's my guy.
Yeah, it's the development of Siakam and the consistency of Ibaka.
And and the consistent shooting of Danny Green, which I also think is an underrated factor. But moving Ibaka to center, like, how did we not think of this?
Well, no, we did.
Not really.
It's just Dwayne Casey's weights. It's been the Raptors beat writers and stuff have suggested this. Like, this is not if you're a true, like, obviously you are a true. You're one of the bigger Raptor fans I know. It's just Raptor fans know that that's an idea that's been spun around. It's just something that Dwayne Casey never really rolled.
Fair enough, and he always started and
started JV.
Exactly,
he stuck to his guns and started JV.
Stuck him,
and it was always talked. Why don't we switch it up? And he just never did. So the idea was always floated around, but it was never taken seriously because I believe Dwayne Casey had his vision. And I'm not going to knock Dwayne Casey. He's a Toronto legend. But Nick Nurse came in and he agreed with some of those rumblings about, hey, why don't we start Ibaka at the 5 and come with JV off the bench, energized. You don't have to worry about him getting all that tired. You get the best out of JV, and I think it's really paid off.
Do you know JV's averaging a career high in points and field goal percentage?
No, I know.
And a career low in minutes.
It's because he's energized.
I'm pretty sure
he's fully they used JV so oddly before. Like, it's...
Dude, he's shooting 37% from downtown.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
30.
37. No.
That's his career.
Oh, career 37% shooter. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, I'm getting out of track here. But, dude, 7.2 rebounds. He's averaging an assist a game. And, dude, he's so much more skilled now.
Points.
And pretty much 13 points a game. Dude, he's so much more skilled now, JV. Like, remember when he always used to do the double Jack Sigma pump fake? Yeah. And then just two dribbles, and a sweeping right hook.
Yeah.
That was his entire repertoire of moves. He would never shoot the mid-range
odd sweeping left hook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I don't even remember him using his left hand.
I remember an odd sweeping left hook.
Okay, so maybe it did happen for a couple, but now it's back you in, turn around, Dirk fade off the left foot.
He's got moves.
Up and unders, like bully moves, like dude, nice touch around the rim, little floaters, little like short roll, like 15-foot jumpers from the elbow. Like, it's crazy,
bro.
No,
he's really expanded his game.
And like, I have so much respect for Valanciunas because, like, let's face it, all of the Raptor like fans were like, trade him. Like, every year it's like, what can we get for JV? Oh, his contract's too big. He's 4 years, like $17 million a year. Like, that's too much. We're not gonna be able to trade that, dude. He's okay. I'm not gonna say he's living up. $17 million is still a lot. Might be, or 16. I think it's something in that range. Still might be a bit of an overpay.
He's like 16.7 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yes, it is an overpay. But he's a team guy, a guy who's always gonna buy in, a guy who's not gonna be like a cancer in the locker room at all.
And he's just refused to do anything but innovate. He was such a candidate to be a dinosaur out of the league type of guy.
I wouldn't say innovate, I would say adapt. Like he's definitely adapted to the game.
Yeah, innovative may be a strong word, I agree. But adapted for sure, absolutely. But sorry, I just want to get back to Serge Ibaka. That guy does not miss in the mid-range. Every time he shoots a shot in the paint, I think that's going in. That's going in. I don't care how difficult it looks. That's
pick and pops. If he's at his spots, which is pretty much the entire mid-range, I'm like, okay, book it.
Exactly. And, his short roll decision-making has been so much better. And I say short roll a lot. What I mean is, when two guys will come to double-team Lowry, off the pick and roll, what he'll do is throw it to Serge Ibaka over the top of the hands of the defenders, and Ibaka will catch it, around the middle of the key, and is playing 4-on-3. So essentially he has to decide where the open guy is and be able to make that decision about where to put the ball and then continue the offensive flow, whether that be for an open shot or for another swing pass for a three or another closeout on a drive and, take to the bucket. But he's done a lot better at that. And that was a problem for him in the other series, is that he got a lot hesitant. We've seen hesitant Serge, where he just takes it and then he just back in the paint. He's like, do I shoot this? Kind of looking around sort of thing. He's just so much more decisive. He's on the glass, especially on the offensive glass. Defensive glass has been a bit of a problem for the Raptors, in my opinion. And I just love the way he's playing. He's scoring a ton, playing that defense. I love seeing the thumbs down when he blocks shots. And I see it so much more now than I used to, I feel like. So it's just little things like that.
Isn't his thumb broken now? So.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Ibaka. That's a good one, though. That is a good one. So, yeah, awesome news for the Raptors. They're continuing to be well. Kawhi Leonard is putting up buckets. He's in the MVP conversation. He's playing the Kawhi type of defense. Maybe not 2014, 15 Kawhi MVP defensive player of the year type of defense, but as close to it as it gets.
Yeah, I think I remember I saw a tweet today, and it was if Kawhi at 27 points a game, taking a seed to the number 1 seed and defensive player of the year candidate.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win MVP this year, will he ever win? And it was interesting.
That is an interesting argument. Yeah. Raptors 7th in defense at 106 defensive rating, and in 3rd in offensive rating at 113 even. So that'll wrap it up. I mean, that was a lengthy conversation. We just jumped all over the NBA. Like I said, we hadn't been here in quite a while. I felt like we just kind of need to just kind of touch on everything that was going on across the league. There was just so much going on, and we just needed to get as much out as we could. So. Nick, thanks for joining me on this, almost an hour-long podcast talking about, NBA stuff. I know I kind of spring this on you, so you have to talk off the top of your head. We do a little bit more research before we jump on here and just kind of spew, but I kind of put Nick on the spot a little bit, and you did pretty good, Nick. I gotta give it to you, bro. I gotta give it to you. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll probably do maybe a Christmas special, reviewing the Christmas special games. I really enjoy watching those.
Yeah, I'm down.
So maybe if you want to join up for that one, okay.
Christmas night, whenever I don't care. Okay. I'm not working the next day.
Okay, yeah, me either. I got
11 o'clock.
Got a nice little vacation. Might do some snowboarding. You got some vacation time going on?
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, we're good.
Where you headed? Where you headed?
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm smart. The way I look at it is,
well, you smart.
Everybody takes this time as vacation, and for me, this is for us. I work for a golf company, and for us, it's
an insurance company here, bro.
It's the slowest time of the year for us.
Yeah, I hear you. It's actually the busiest time of the year. Well, in the new year it is, but just at the end of the year is okay for me. From what I do, at least. For you, I know it's more.
For us, I work as in communication a little bit. We have a few Florida clubs, but just working with a few Florida clubs. But other than that, not a whole lot for me to do right now.
I hear you, man. I might try to get back, play some pickup at the local gyms. Haven't played basketball in quite a while. Plan to do some snowboarding. Plan to maybe do another podcast. A lot of NBA and just relaxing myself. So hope y'all do the same. Happy holidays and a Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. And we'll see you back here in good time. See you soon.